Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. I wanted to do this video because I thought it was really important to share with you all what I had learned very early on in my transitioning stages when it comes to the seasons changing and how important it is to change the products that you're using and also the order in which you're using them. When I was first starting to get my curls back, I was really excited because I found a group of products that worked perfectly well for my hair in the summertime. But then when the seasons started to change and the weather started to drop a little bit, I noticed that my hair was really brittle and very dry, and it would get really frizzy really quickly, and I couldn't understand why the products that I had used in the summer months just weren't cooperating with my hair in the cooler months. I did some research and I found that the LOC method is one of the best ways to winterize your curls in the cooler months, and what the LOC method stands for is liquid, oil, and cream. And like I said, it's not so much the products that you're using but also the order in which you're using them. For some of you, you might already be using liquids or oils or creams, or some of you are using all three of them, but you're not using them in the order in which it's best for your hair in the cooler months. So I'm going to give you some tips on how to winterize your curls, as well as showing you how to do the LOC method. So one of the things that you want to keep in mind is that in the cooler months, you want to avoid products that contain humectants. Humectants work really well in the summer months, and the reason why is because it draws in moisture from the humid air into our thirsty curls, keeping them hydrated and moisturized. But in the winter months, or in the cooler months, I'm not going to continue to say winter because we're still in fall, even though it kind of feels really cold outside, still fall. But in the cooler months, it kind of has the opposite effect. What it does in the cooler months is it draws out the moisture from your curls and into the cool and drying air. Now keep in mind that you can still use products that contain humectants in things that you will wash out of your hair almost immediately, and that would be like your instant conditioners or your deep conditioners. Just make sure that you don't have humectants in your stylers or in any of your creams. And here's another tip: if you happen to wear hats or beanies in the cooler months, then you might want to line the inside with some satin. Remember that in the cooler months, everything is made with thicker material or more wool or thicker cotton, and of course this is going to cause your curls to latch on, and it'll make your curls more prone to breakage. But just like sleeping on a satin pillowcase, if you line the inside of your hats and beanies with satin, then your hair doesn't lose as much moisture and it's also less prone to breakage. And as much as you've been deep conditioning before, you want to deep condition so much more now. Deep conditioning is vital in the cooler months. You want to make sure that you keep your curls as hydrated and as moisturized as possible. So now that we have those tips out of the way, I'm going to go ahead and show you how I do the LOC method.
Okay, so I've had my hair in a t-shirt after being co-washed, and now I'm ready to begin styling. Because it's been in a t-shirt, there are a few parts of my hair that's already dry, so I want to go in and begin my first step, which is a liquid. I spray my hair with water and rake all throughout my hair. Right now, I'm just using water. The LOC method is trial and error, so depending on your hair type or porosity level, you may want to spray your hair using water mixed with the leave-in conditioner. I pay particular attention to areas that I know are prone to dryness, spraying and raking to ensure my hair is evenly saturated. This next step is optional, and many curlies actually consider this to be their L in the LOC method, but I'm going to go in and apply a Kinky Curly Knot today because it's a humectant-free leave-in conditioner and works well together with other products in doing this method. The O in the LOC method, of course, stands for oil, so I'm going to apply a bit of jojoba oil next. Because jojoba oil is lightweight, it's worked perfectly for my fine hair. Once again, depending on your hair type or porosity level, you might need a different type of oil like castor, olive, or avocado oil. And y'all know I had to bring my favorite product back. The final step is to apply a moisturizing butter or cream to your hair. Since cream is heavier than oil, it acts as a sealant to keep your coils moisturized. My all-time go-to cream is the Shea Moisture Curl Enhancing Smoothie. Since I did use a lighter oil, then using more cream worked best for me. If you happen to be using a heavier oil, try going lighter on the cream. I found that balance is key in making this method work for me. After applying the products, I scrunch to encourage curl pattern. For those of you who haven't used Shea Moisture's Curl Enhancing Smoothie yet, don't worry. It dries clear and the white from the cream goes away in minutes. If you're looking to cut down on some drying time, you can go in with an old t-shirt and lightly scrunch the hair after styling. And that is how I do the LOC method.
Of course, you have two options when it comes to drying your hair. You can always use a diffuser, or you can let your hair air dry. I chose to let my hair air dry. It took me about 2 hours for my hair to dry. Once again, keeping in mind that when you are air drying your hair, not to touch your hair while it's drying to avoid creating frizz. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any other suggestions or tips when it comes to winterizing or naturally curly hair, then please leave that in a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. And of course, you can find me on Instagram or Twitter at Reese's Rizzos, and even on Facebook, it's Reese's Rizzos, and I will see y'all in the next video. Bye.